What a win for the Tennessee Titans against the San Francisco 49ers on Thursday Night Football, coming back from a 10-0 deficit to get a monster win for this football team. Before we break this game down during our post-game show, get into the comments section right now and give me your one-word reaction to tonight's win. Everybody thought the Titans were dead. They're still here. Hey, and they're playing strong. You're watching Tennessee Titans Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Chase Senior. You have to be feeling great with Christmas right around the corner and the fact that the Tennessee Titans were able to come back after they were left for dead, after they looked as though they were going to get blown out in the early portion of this game, to come back to defeat a very hot and good San Francisco 49ers team. Final score from Nashville, 20-17. Ryan Tannehill. In the first half, this offense couldn't do anything. In the second half, they were very, very good. And on third downs, Ryan Tannehill specifically was fantastic, especially that hookup with A.J. Brown. Ryan Tannehill tonight, 22 of 29, 209 yards and a touchdown. You look at the numbers and you're like, Tannehill didn't have a great night, but the eye test tells you otherwise. I thought Ryan Tannehill at times was really carving up that 49ers secondary. Now, early in the game, he was getting pressured, couldn't manufacture long drives on first downs early in this game. He was awful, so too was this offense. But then after halftime, I thought they made some really good adjustments offensively and defensively, namely offensively, getting A.J. Brown involved. The mismatch against Josh Norman was glaring all night, and the Titans were able to take advantage. 11 catches for 145 for A.J. Brown, 1 touchdown. And can we please give Mike Vrabel some credit nationally, because this guy doesn't lose many games. He wins a lot of them, which is great for this Titans franchise moving forward. How about the offensive performance for Tennessee? Kind of talked about it already. Slow, sluggish to start this matchup. They couldn't do much of anything against a decent Niners defense, which is weak in the secondary but good along that defensive front. Total yards, they were actually outgained by about 100 yards by San Francisco on Thursday Night Football. 278 in total, 188 through the air, only 90 on the ground, but a couple of big carries at big times. Third and fourth down conversions, though. In my opinion, the game really came down to this. 9 of 16. I call these the money downs. Third downs, fourth downs. Tennessee was fantastic. They were able to force San Francisco into 2 turnovers, turn the football over 0 times. And because San Francisco did turn the rock over, you could kind of sense that momentum change a little bit after that Jack Rabbit Jenkins interception in the end zone. Ryan Tannehill on the night. Didn't do anything special early in this game, but again, when the team really needed him to come through in clutch situations, he was able to do that. And that run at the end of the game to set up the Bullock field goal for the win was awesome. And we've seen Tannehill do this so many times since he's come to Tennessee. 13 game-winning drives. That is the most in the National Football League. So while you might rip him for the stat line, I thought Ryan Tannehill was really, really good, especially in crunch time. So, Titans are in a good spot right now. This win tonight distances themselves from the Indianapolis Colts because they did sweep the season series with the Indianapolis Colts, so they're sitting pretty. But do you trust Ryan Tannehill to lead the Titans on a playoff run? Type Y for yes, type N for no, get those votes in, and definitely sound off. Now, hey, here on Tennessee Titans Today, we have been hooking you up with a bunch of fantastic deals thanks to our friends at Fanatics. And some of these jerseys available as low as $90. Nike branded, all from our friends at Fanatics. Phenomenal deals. Julio Jones, Derrick Henry is still the king, and hopefully he's able to come back for a prime playoff run for Tennessee. You can check out all of these jerseys by using that link down below, chatsports.com/Titans jersey. You must use that link down below for some of those jerseys to be as low as $90. A.J. Brown comes back from being injured, and he had a marvelous performance. This is the A.J. Brown that we have come to know and love in the land of the Tennessee Titans. He could not be stopped by the Niners, and the Niners knew the ball was coming his way, still couldn't stop him. Again, he was able to exploit that mismatch against Josh Norman. Wasn't even close. And A.J. Brown looked like the best player on the field at times tonight, and when he's playing at his peak and when he's healthy, he has the level and the ability to be that type of cat. 16 targets, 11 catches, 145 yards and a touchdown. You think the Titans have missed him since he's been injured? Yeah, that certainly showed tonight. As for Julio Jones, kind of non-existent. And unfortunately for Tennessee, he's been somewhat non-existent all throughout this year. He continues to kind of disappoint. And what really is a shame is that Julio Jones, bona fide Hall of Famer, he's put up a bunch of big numbers throughout his NFL career. He still can be a very, very good player, but these lingering issues are just holding him back. And we knew coming into this matchup he was banged up, a lot of soft tissue stuff over the last couple of years. One catch, though, for 7 yards. We can't even get the dude a bubble screen to see what he can do after the catch. He's been very, very disappointing for Tennessee all throughout the year. Now, here on the channel, we're churning out multiple Tennessee Titans videos per week. Producer Jack Lauderay killing the game as kind of having charge of this channel, and we're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers ASAP. So if you want free daily videos on everything going down with the Tennessee Titans, latest news, rumors, post-game shows, you have to hit that red subscribe button down below, or in a separate browser, go to youtube.com/Titans today. You show out and you subscribe to the channel, that shows us you want more videos. Titans defense against San Francisco. First couple of drives, San Francisco was dominant. And up until that Janoris Jenkins interception in the end zone, the Niners had the momentum in this ball game. They looked like the dominant unit, and that interception changed things. But also, while I continue to say Mike Vrabel deserves credit for being one of the league's best coaches, in my opinion, why I say that is some of the adjustments that take place, especially in a game like tonight, where there were defensive adjustments when the Niners went from moving the ball seamlessly to not doing jack shit on the offensive end of the rock. And that is credit to the Tennessee Titans. Now, they get outgained by a lot. They give up 389 yards, passing yards 306, rushing yards 83. That's the big one because Kyle Shanahan's offense is predicated on running the football. You give up only 83 yards after adjustments against the Niners. That's pretty damn good. Also able to hold the Niners to 4 of 10 on 3rd and 4th downs. That big 4th down stop late in the game ended up being big. The big stat, though, 2 takeaways in this matchup. And they made Jimmy Garoppolo look confused all throughout the evening. 26 of 35 for Jimmy G, 322, a touchdown and 2 picks. That is credit to Bud Dupree, who had a fantastic game. Jeffrey Simmons was kind of silent, but he always makes an impact because he draws double teams and allows guys like Bud Dupree to run some of those stunts and just get overall pressure on the quarterback. This Titans defensive line showed out. And also, shout out to the offensive line, which was depleted going into this matchup. They're able to hold up their end of the bargain. Amani Hooker, sorry about that mess up. That interception of Jimmy G was also another really, really big moment in this game. Jimmy G floated that pass high for Deebo Samuel. Amani Hooker was just there to catch it. And look, sometimes we see defenders, we're like, hey, that's why they play defense, because they can't reel in these interceptions. It was right there for Amani Hooker. He made the play, and that in turn helped change the game. Before that, Jack Rabbit Jenkins' interception, when he was one-on-one coverage against George Kittle, also kind of flipped the momentum early in this matchup as well. Look, he's 5'10". George Kittle is a massive human being. I thought Garoppolo should have placed that ball a little bit higher, but either way, Jenkins one-on-one against George Kittle, oftentimes you take Kittle because he has that physical advantage, but Jack Rabbit doing Jack Rabbit things, able to bite the Niners on that one. Before we get out of here, let's take a look at the AFC playoff picture with where it stands after this Thursday night football game. Titans able to move up momentarily, at least for the moment, to number 2 in the AFC. That's really big. You get that home playoff game. You get a weaker opponent. I don't think anybody's catching the Kansas City Chiefs, but Titans right now, second place. Patriots play the Bills this weekend. Monster game in the AFC East. Bengals still holding on to that lead in the AFC North. And then the wild card picture is wild as well. But this game was huge for Tennessee because they had to improve their playoff positioning. They kind of had to reverse the downward trajectory in which they were on. And Mike Vrabel said it after the game. Our funeral was supposed to be today, yesterday, whatever. We're still alive. We're still kicking. And this team, in my opinion, is dangerous when Ryan Tannehill can play like he did in that second half. Another reminder, subscribe to Titans Today. It's a newer channel here at Chat Sports under our umbrella, which we have dozens of channels here at the company. But we have seen some glimpses of hope of this channel really becoming something. So go to youtube.com/Titans Today and subscribe for more free videos on the Tennessee Titans. What a dub on Thursday Night Football, improving that playoff positioning. Thanks for watching tonight's show.